Hey guys, what's up? It's Melody, and today we're going to be talking about organization. It is a rainy day. I really wanted to do a video on my morning routine since it's fall. Perfect time. Gonna make a smoothie. I've been cooking and I want to make a smoothie, but you know what? We're gonna have to roll with the punch because it is way too gloomy and there's no way the sun's not gonna filter through the window. So you're not gonna see anything. You're just gonna see a glob moving around in the kitchen. We have Pat here, all bundled up because it's nice and cold out. So she's all bundled up on my lap. And we are going to be talking about my favorite topic of all time. What better way to spend a rainy day than to talk about something that you love? So organization lights up my day. And the reason why I like organization is because it enables me to handle everything else really easily. When you have a foundation underneath, you are very anchored and grounded. And it creates a sturdiness and a lot of opportunities. I like to keep it as simple as possible, so that's one thing to know. I try to keep organization as simple as possible because I'm not trying to make it into a hobby. I'm trying to make it into something that is pure and simple. I don't want to embellish it and make it overly complicated. So I'm going to talk about how to make your life as simple as possible with organization. Focus on organization and simplicity. So the first thing is to develop protocol. This is the baseline of everything. It's kind of like going into minimalism before organization, so you don't have to buy all extra containers. Well, the very first thing you want to do is develop protocol and know who you are. Going about everything mindfully will accomplish the results that you're looking for. And when you get older, the older you get, you'll notice that people move more gently. Usually. Protocol is really important, and that's because bad things will always happen. In life, there will always be bad things that will happen. When someone scrapes their knee, run to the first aid kit. Everything's there, easy for you to handle things. So that's what protocol is to me. It's basically a way to be able to rise to the occasion with expediency and with a level head. The reason why I say this is because that's what's important to me. I'm not saying that has to be important to you. The thing about protocols, it's extremely personal. It should be extremely personal anyway. It shouldn't be passed down. It should be something that you really want. You feel like it's very right for you. And for me, it feels right if I feel like I'm being a bigger person. A better person. So, in other words, it feels right if I carry myself with honor. I want to be that person. And so a lot of trial and error when I was younger. Went through a couple of breakups and stuff, and I didn't know what I was doing. So my very first breakup was absolutely horrendous. That wasn't the hardest person I dated, but that was my hardest breakup because I didn't know what I was doing. And so that's the problem, right? So you want to develop protocol, and I'll tell you right now, you have to treat it as a sickness, and you have to be kind to yourself and gentle to yourself. You should write down the things that you've got going for you. It's the perfect time to reassess, or the new year, or the new season, fall. It's the perfect time to reassess your protocol. What do you want to be? What feels right, to know what you really are. And to look at what you did and say, okay, what could I have done better? You only have control of you. So it's like, what do you want to do? So for me, there's two protocols I have in breakups, and the first thing that is my protocol is that I am the last guy out. If they get out first, or they start dating somebody first, it's better for them. I'm not saying you have to be like me, but the second thing that I do is I ask them to take me out. In other words, block me or delete me, because I'm giving them the control. Because the last thing I'm going to do in a really bad situation is take control from someone. Now, if they don't do it, then I'll do it, but my point is I'm giving them that ability. But what I'm saying, this is just what I do in general. When you have protocol, it becomes a lot more simple, because as things are falling apart, you can focus on just your emotions or your sickness or whatever you're dealing with. The physical or the practical side is already taken care of. And the next thing is to know yourself. It's very important that you know yourself. The first thing to know about if you want to know yourself is you have to slow down. If you're moving too fast, and this goes at any time in life, you don't just know yourself one day and then you're good to go. It's like in general, you have to slow down, because if you're going too fast, then that's a sure way to miss a lot of information, because it's like reading a book. It's like if you're skimming it so fast, it's like you're missing a lot of the information. And I mean, if you're reading yourself, you can't skim through it that fast. You've got to go through it You gotta go through it slowly. And the second thing is you gotta go through it without judgment. Because if you're trying to blame others, first of all, that's not mature. And second of all, if you're blaming yourself, that's also not wise, because it's like you're fighting against yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta be gentle. You don't yell at a cat. I mean, you're gentle, and they become gentle through your example. So when you're dealing with yourself, it's like if you're super critical about yourself, you're gonna be critical about others. And you'll always see that with people. The people that are hardest on themselves, really, really critical, they'll be critical of others because it's a natural extension, because it's what they're practicing all the time. And what you practice, you become. So why not practice something you actually want to be, something that makes you feel good? If we can't accept the people in our life, or we can't accept the things we don't like about ourselves, then there is no observation. Because you're not going to listen to someone that you don't accept. You just write them off immediately. So when you're looking at yourself, it's very hard to be honest with yourself, because there's a lot of things you hide from. And it's not even the bad things that you hide from. You can hide from good things about yourself, which is crazy. So for instance, one of the things I like the most about me is that I'm very sturdy. I'm a very sturdy person. I was put through the fires of my youth, and so I can handle a lot of things. But I didn't even want to accept that about myself, because if I accepted that about myself, that I'm dedicated or that I am sturdy, then I always felt like people would take advantage. So then I acted the opposite way. So how can you figure out what you are? You can figure out what you are by looking at the things that you love, because it's telling you something. And not everything that you love is going to be something that you want to be, but you'll know because it doesn't feel right. But at least if you're observing it without judgment, then it's a gentler approach, and then change is so much easier. Knowing what you like, for instance, movies that you like, characters that you're drawn to in movies, animals even that you like, will tell you about yourself. Flowers, there is a lot of things that mean something. It symbolizes something. What is it that draws you to that? So there's a saying that says, what you love, there's a secret that what you love, you are. And so if you want to know what you are, look at the things that you love, especially when you were younger. Luckily for me, I was pinning on Pinterest since I was about 16 years old. How I wish I had saved my MySpace that I used to blog on, because it would have told me a lot of stuff about myself, and then I could figure it out. Now I just gotta use intuition, which, I'd rather go about things the hard way. If there's one thing to know about me, I like to go about things the hard way. That's why I'm sturdy. So once you know about yourself, once you develop your protocol, once you know about yourself, now we can do the really fun stuff, the easy stuff. Organizing with your notebook is really easy. I keep my list very simple. So I have 3 lists. I have the addresses of people that I like to send letters to, because writing old-fashioned way is a really great way to connect. I have this Martha Stewart puncher that basically makes this really nice lace around the letters, so they look really nice and fancy, and it's so easy. You just punch along the perimeter. So getting creative is a great way to remedy, to get your energy out, and basically to get your love out there. So writing letters, I have my addresses all on one page, all of my tax info, and then the very last list that I have is my goals with my wish list. So I always have a goals and a wish list, and it all fits on one page. Because if I'm working on cooking, then I'll have a whole page where I'm working on certain recipes or things like that, or ideas that I'm compiling together. That is the notebook. And if you guys haven't seen my notebook is the clear one, the clear Troll notebook, and the pages are interchangeable. The last thing is containers. So once you become a minimalist, or you've really pared down, because you can have a really full life with so few things. You can really have a full life with so few things if you are very careful about the things. Organizing in containers, you want to keep it as basic as possible so that it can flow with you and you're not spending too much money. You can get really sucked up into specialty containers, but simplicity is the crowning achievement. There's a saying, simplicity is the crowning achievement. Think about the fact that simplicity in the end is what is the crowning jewel of life. You can accomplish so much. You can have all the designer stuff, all the nicest travel, all these kind of things like that. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't beat having a sleeping cat in your lap and having, chamomile tea after a long, hard day. I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys next Sunday in the next minimalist and organization video. Thank you guys so much for watching.